Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Apex. Hope you're having a very good day as always. And today is going to be a juicy video. We have so much stuff to talk about, specifically in the pro scene and its drama. Not sure if you guys keep up to date with Twitter and just get a pulse of what's going on, but recently we had a lot of interesting back and forth, a lot of interesting revelations by HisWattson, who is one of the biggest pro players right now, I'd say. He was recently the MVP of the last alleges playoffs, and he's also built a pretty big fan base for Apex. But he recently got into a confrontation over on Twitter when he called out one of the Apex Legends devs. Not only did he call out an Apex Legends dev, but he also spoke with a very well-known hacker in the Apex scene to kind of back up his case. So if you guys don't know the full backstory of this, let me give you a quick summary before we move on. So HisWattson took to Twitter. He basically called out Apex for having this hacker problem because apparently he's been getting kicked from games and he's been targeted by many hackers in the Apex community. So he basically said that he hates hideouts, he hates EA, and as I said, what made this story even worse or even bigger than it needs to be was that he spoke to a well-known hacker in the community, right? So because of this, it was recently revealed by HisWattson that he thinks he's blacklisted by EA because of this. So he took to Twitter and said this: EA has started blacklisting me from tournaments. Can't believe I'm being punished for being mad that a guy on a laptop can literally stop me from doing my job whenever he wants. So he was obviously making a big accusation here. He was also obviously frustrated about the fact that Apex or Respawn or EA isn't really doing enough to stop hackers in Apex and to stop this problem from continuing to take place. But this tweet had many mixed reactions. So first up we have Ryan Rigney, who is an ex-dev at Respawn. He actually left Respawn like 1 year ago. And here's what he said. Tweeting the phrase "I hate a specific dev's name" is calling down harassment on a specific dev. Hope this helps. Disclaimer, I am no longer a Respawn employee, but even if I were, I'd still be hitting you with this clown emoji. NRG Sweet said this: I believe this is a play stupid games, win stupid prizes situation. TSM Albrelelli said, who could have seen this coming after planning to publicly harass their head of security? Truly shocked. Lucky Chappie, who is a TikTok creator for Apex, said, sounds like there was repercussions for harassing an individual dev. Why can't you believe it? And an Apex pro, his name is Lightstar or Lightstar Joe, sorry if I'm saying that name wrong, but he said this: while EA fails to properly handle hackers such as AG, no matter how mad you get, publicly attacking one of their employees is fair grounds for such action. Hopefully you can compromise with them to reverse the action, but it's gonna take more than a simple apology. So for the most part, guys, it seems like everyone is actually in favor of this blacklisting that's taking place with HisWattson. And to be fair, you can't really blame EA or Respawn for taking these actions, because when HisWattson initially called out Respawn and EA, he actually did tag the dev's name. He also spoke to a hacker as well, so these actions would obviously be kind of on the fence for Respawn. Respawn isn't going to take lightly to these actions, and you can't really expect Respawn to be completely okay with this when a pro player of his magnitude, of HisWattson's magnitude, is saying these things on Twitter, right? Also, just to clear up real quick, HisWattson said that he doesn't think he's blacklisted from ALGS. He was just blacklisted for a tournament at TwitchCon. And here's what I generally think about the situation, right? If you're a pro player for Apex, it will be in your best interest to just play nice with EA or play nice with Respawn, or play nice with anybody really who has any influence over at Apex. Yes, we know Apex still has many issues, and many of these issues directly affect pro players as well, but that's not just Apex. Like many games out there, many competitive games, many battle royale games as well, have many issues that pros have to deal with and still haven't been fixed years after release. So I feel like HisWattson could have definitely gone about this whole situation a lot better. I think at one point he even said that Respawn should hire more people and have them working on weekends to stop this from happening, and I feel like it's just, you know, it just comes across as somewhat entitled when you say that. So I can't really blame Respawn for responding in the way that they did, but I also can't blame HisWattson for being frustrated, because being a pro player is his job. That's his job. So if there's stuff in game that's stopping him from doing his job, of course he'd be upset. Of course anybody would be upset. I just think that the way he went about it, the way he went about trying to get Respawn's attention was way off, because you can't really be upset now that EA or Respawn is responding in this way. It's unfortunate, but I mean, again, if I were a pro player, it would be in my best interest to keep my relationship with EA and Respawn intact. So that's all I gotta say about this, guys. What do you think? Do you think that HisWattson was way off, or do you think that Respawn is just being a little bit too strict right now with the way they're dealing with these pro players? Leave your thoughts down below. I want to see what you guys have to say. Moving on to another pro player, ImperialHal. He recently gave some thoughts on a stream and he had a solution for the current problem of KC ranked in Apex, Kings Canyon ranked. Ever since season 14 dropped, everyone has been basically begging Respawn to remove Kings Canyon as the ranked map because no one seems to like it. No matter how many changes Respawn does, no matter what Respawn tries to do to make this map better for ranked and better for competitive play, it just seems like the pros don't like this map whatsoever for ranked. And this is actually one instance where I do agree with the pros. I feel like Kings Canyon is kind of outdated. It needs to be completely vaulted or just completely reworked, but I do understand why so many pros don't favor this map in ranked. So here's what Hal had to say. Why don't we just do random maps? Random maps throughout the whole season so it just favors everybody. There's no downside to that. Random maps for the entire season, not one dedicated map, simple as that. Equal chance for every map, I see no problem with it. So I'll play the full clip for you guys and we'll come back and talk.
Like, we're forced on one map on ranked that's not even in the fucking competitive, so how the fuck are we gonna practice this character? Like, I think their player base is big enough now for them to have map rotation and like have a healthier player base. Like, people can play when they want to play. Like, who the fuck wants to get on and be forced to play only KC? Is there a random map? Yeah, let's do that then. Why don't we just do random maps? That's even better. Even better. Random maps throughout the whole season. It just favors everybody. There's no downside to that. Random maps the entire season, not one dedicated map. Simple as that. Equal chance for every map. I see no problem with that. People get to play the map and still somewhat enjoy themselves. Professional players can get more adequate practice. People that want to play other maps on ranked get to play it. It's just win-win for casuals, professional, and anybody and everybody.
So honestly, I kind of do agree with Hal in this sense because there isn't really a reason right now to only have one map per split. I was actually never sure why Respawn only had one ranked map per split, especially when it was a map that nobody liked. For example, Kings Canyon, nobody likes that map. So you're basically forcing your player base to play one map for like 2 months just because it's in that split. So why not just have like multiple maps rotating, or maybe even 2 maps in one split? We now have 4 maps in Apex, so maybe we could have had like Kings Canyon and World's Edge and then Storm Point and Olympus in the second split, who knows? But I just feel like having one map every single split, it kind of just makes ranked very stale, very repetitive, and I don't see why Respawn should not at least try to have multiple maps in a split randomly rotating. I'm trying to think of any issues that might arise because of this, and I just can't see any issue big enough to justify Respawn not doing it. So I actually feel like this might be a very good idea, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that we don't need to have multiple maps for ranked every split, or do you guys think that Respawn should actually do it? Leave your thoughts down below. But that's basically it for me today, guys. I want to hear your thoughts real quick on the whole HisWattson being blacklisted situation. Do you guys think that Respawn took it a bit too far, or do you think that HisWattson deserved it? Leave your thoughts down below. And also, what do you think of ImperialHal's proposition to have more than just one map in every single ranked split? Looking forward to seeing your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in some more Apex. Till next time.